Everybody, happy Monday. Yeah, happy Monday. I've been enjoying the lovely sunny day again. This weather's just awesome. And today I am going to talk about maybe you are not who you think you are. So what do I mean by that? Well, loads of you have had big life changes at the moment. So maybe, for example, your job, maybe you've been kind of fired or left out of your job because of what's happening in the world at the moment. So maybe you've lost your job, maybe you've had to find a new job, maybe you don't see all the people that you've been seeing before. So, for example, family or friends, maybe you can't travel to see them. Maybe you can't do your hobbies anymore. So maybe you can't go to the gym, maybe you can't go dancing, maybe you can't do other things which are restricted. So a lot of you guys might be feeling like, okay, well, you might be questioning, right, who am I then? So all these things have changed. I thought I was, as an example, a chef, and that was a strong sense of, it gave me a strong sense of identity, but I don't have a job anymore. I can't do the hobbies that I do, and I can't see maybe the person in your relationship, maybe you can't see them anymore because they're too far away. So you might be really questioning, like, who am I? Which is awesome because it's going to help you get to the truth of who you really are. Because you're not any of those things. So, for example, I'm just going to give a fictitious example of someone. So, for example, this person is a chef and they're married and they've got 3 children and they think they're funny and they think they're really athletic, and that's what builds up their entire sense of their identity. But in reality, all of those things can change. So that's not who they are. So, for example, they can lose their job, and they can lose their relationship. So their partner could leave them. Oh, thanks, Luke, for your message. Perfect time to go deep. Yes, exactly. That's going to be the title. Good to see you watching. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, so you could lose your job, you could lose your relationship. So your partner could leave you. You know what? All your kids could die. You've been in a car crash. They can be in a car crash, even with your partner. And guess what? They're all gone. You might think you're funny, but then one time when you're talking to people, no one laughs at your jokes. So guess you're not funny anymore. For that time, you might think I'm really athletic, but then what happens? Oh my gosh, like another horrific accident, and I can't run anymore because I've lost my leg. So all of those things are so shaky, and they're not who you are. But most people have their entire sense of self built on all of those things. Like, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. And of course, that's why we feel a bit nervous and fearful all the time, because all of these things can just change. So if you're not any of those things, so you're not your job, you're not the relationship, you're not like I'm a mom or I'm a dad, or you're not all those traits that you might think you are, like I'm funny or whatever. Those are things that come and go, maybe. They're temporary. You're not always going to have them. So what the hell are you then? Like, what's never changed? What has always stayed the same in your life? And it's amazing how vast majority of people don't ever question this. So they don't ever look a bit deeper and think, well, who am I then? They just always live on that surface reality. And that's exactly what I did as well until a few years ago. And that's why we always try to seek things all the time. We're looking like, how can I build up my sense of self? Let me just do this marathon and then show people that I'm a marathon runner now, or I've just got promoted to this amazing position in my job, and so now I'm an MD at this company or whatever. And it's all crazy because we're just trying to make something that we're not. It's because we don't know who we are. So who are we then? Well, the only thing that's never changed in our life is the fact that we are aware. So we're this awareness, we're attention. That's the only thing that's never changed since we were small, and that we still are now. So we have this awareness, so we can observe sense perceptions. We can be aware of our thinking, so we can actually observe thoughts and not be the thoughts. We can observe emotions as they come and go through us. We're this observing witness to everything that's going on. And this is the most liberating thing when you put this into practice and you actually realize, oh my gosh, yes, this is who I am. That's never changed. I'm not all of these other things. I am just this observing presence. Then that changes everything. because everything that you've thought you were, that you put in this bucket of me. So you might have your name. I'm Steph, and I'm this, and I'm that, and that, and that. And ultimately, they're temporary, and they can all change. So none of that stuff is actually who you are. Then it's pretty amazing to actually live from that place of presence. So that's who you are. You're this fact that you're this awareness, you're this attention, and that never ever changes. And so how do you kind of realize that? You might kind of slightly understand that on a conceptual level, but not really kind of understand it. You've got to live from that place of always being in touch with that. And then you can actually do anything. Because before I would have thought, okay, I'm really shy. Well, not really shy. I'm kind of a bit nervous and like maybe a bit not confident. But a few years ago, when I discovered, actually, I have this, who I am really is this presence, then if I live from that place, then I can be anything I want to be. I can be confident. I would never have thought I'd be doing Facebook videos, even like a few months ago. It's crazy. I've been on stage and talked to hundreds of people at my previous job about mindfulness. Lots of very senior exec people talking about my journey. I never thought I'd done that before. And it's all due to the fact that I've learned mindfulness, the practice of actually being present and being aware and knowing and not your thinking. So I invite you today to try this out. Try and have a little think to yourself. Is that true? What she's saying? Is it rubbish? What's never changed in my life? It's the fact that I've always been aware. I've been this attention, this kind of space of attention. So you can realise this just through simple daily tasks. So, for example, brushing your teeth every day. When you're brushing your teeth, if you can try and pay attention to the sense perceptions, you're aware of the sense perceptions of brushing your teeth. So, for example, the minty taste, the feeling of the brush against your teeth. And you can also be aware of any thoughts that come, and you can just be aware of them, and you notice, oh, okay, I've got a thought about this. Maybe it's saying, maybe it's a negative thought saying, oh, you won't be able to achieve this thing. And at that time, you can know, actually, I'm not the thought, I'm not the sense perceptions, I'm actually just this awareness that sees all of that. So you don't need to believe the thought. You can say, no, I'm not going to pay any attention to you. I can do this thing. And then you live your whole life from that place of just pure awareness. And then you can be whatever you want to be. And you have the beauty to choose that. You can choose, what do I want to be? How do I want to be? Do I want to be do I want to be a kind person? Do I want to be a confident person? Do I want to completely change my career? So there's a time for people now that maybe a bit stuck and they don't know what to do. They haven't got their normal job. Maybe they're out of a job. Think that, what do you actually enjoy doing? What do you like doing? What do you have talents in? You can do anything you want to if you put your mind to it. You can build a business out of something. You can find a different job and something that you actually enjoy. It's a perfect time to realise that now you're not confined to anything. Just because you've been doing something for 20 years does not mean you need to keep doing it. You can do whatever you want to do. You've just got to realise that actually you're not in this box that you created for yourself of saying, this is me and this is what I do. You're so expansive and you can do anything that you put your mind to. And it all starts with realising what I'm saying is true. So it's the practice of mindfulness. So any daily task, try and focus on what you're doing and then realise at that time that actually, the only thing that's never changed, whatever I'm doing, is the fact that I'm aware of what I'm doing. So you're hanging out and washing, you're aware of what you're doing. You're eating, you're aware of what you're doing. That never ever changes, and that's who you are. And that living from that place will change your life in the most amazing ways that you can't even dream possible at the moment. So I invite you just to practice presence. Pick a couple of activities that you do each day and just actually focus on them and realise that, yes, I am awareness, and that's that's who I am. Hopefully this has made some sense to some of you. And hopefully, Luke, your comments have definitely made sense to you. Other people might be really doubting what I'm saying and thinking I'm talking rubbish, which is maybe what I would have thought a few years ago as well. So I just love you to comment, and any questions, just reach out to me. You can comment in the chat box or just send me a message, and I'll get back to you. It's really a passion of mine to help people realise that they're free. They're not stuck in this little box that they've made for themselves. They're free to do whatever they want to do. So get in touch and have a lovely day. Bye.